stretch up overhead. Inhale, reach your arms up. And then as you exhale, we're going to start to round through the spine and slowly roll down towards your feet. So think about this just as a warm-up this morning. We want to start to stretch through all the vertebrae of the spine. Hang really heavy at the bottom and then start to drag yourself back up. So I want you to tuck under through your tailbone, drive your pelvis forward, and then think about restacking the spine. The head is the last thing that comes up. Inhale, reach your arms back up. And then exhale as you candy cane dive down towards the floor. So lead with the crown of the head as you start to bend. I feel like I'm just yelling at you. And then, again, treating the head like an anchor. It is the last thing that comes up. So start to roll back up nice and slow, tucking under through the tailbone, stretching out that body. Last one here, nice big inhale, reach up overhead, and dive it back down. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Start to pull your belly in. Connect a little bit more with that breath. And then when you get to the bottom here, find a little soft bend in your knees and just grab your opposite elbows. Little sway side to side. And as you sway, just starting to connect a little bit more into the feet and the heels, the back of the legs. And then release the hands down towards the floor. Bend your knees as much as you need to, and then start your walk your hands out to a plank position. So when we get there, just flatten out through the hands, push away from the mat, take a nice deep breath in and lift the heels. Exhale as you lift the hips up nice and high. So hips are going to come up, and then we'll inhale as we shift it back forward into our plank. Pull the belly in. It feels good to kind of roll through the spine here. Exhale as you lift the hips. Tailbone comes up nice and high. And then inhale as you shift it forward. And just warming up with the hinge through the hips and shoulders here. Let's do 3 more. Good. Try to keep the heels up high the whole time. Just stretching out through the back of the legs. Last 2. And then on our last one, let's hold it here. So let your heels press back a little bit so we anchor down through the back of the body. And then we're just going to start some shoulder sliders here. So you're going to tip the body forward as much as feels good on those wrists and then press back through the heels. So you can inhale or exhale wherever feels natural for you. And if this is too much on your wrist, you can come on down to those elbows. Let's do 3. 2 more. We do lots of push-ups and mat Pilates. Last one, and hike those hips. When you get to the top, let your heels drop. You can pedal out the feet if that feels good. And then lift both heels up nice and high, swing them over to the left side of your mat and drop them down. Push a little bit more through the right side of the body. Take a deep breath into your waistline. Come forward, lift the heels, drop them over to the other side and push. Left hand, left heel. Take a nice deep breath in there. Come back through center. Shift the body forward into your plank, and then we'll hold here. So I want you to walk your feet in just a couple of inches, not very much, and bend your knees. So my knees are kind of hanging out right underneath my hips, almost like that bear position. So from here, I want you to just tap the mat with your knees. Inhale. Exhale as you push back up into your tabletop position. Inhale to drop it down. Exhale to push it up. So all of this movement's happening from that low belly. Exhale to lift. Keep your arms nice and strong here. Let's do 4. Good. Only lifting the hips up in line with the shoulders. Last 3. 2 more. And on your last one, knees will come down, sit back, child's pose. Just warming up. Roll out your wrist here. Come back onto all fours. This time you don't have to float the knees. Lucky us. And we're just going to take a little bird dog here. So left arm's going to reach out long, and then right leg's going to reach out long behind us. Take your shoulders, pull them down, and your hips square them forward. Inhale, exhale, knee to elbow. I want you to round out through the spine. So we start to connect with flexion of the spine, and then inhale back out. Pull your belly in, exhale, round. So we have to use our hands and our knees to control the movement a little bit here so that we're not dipping into that low back. Let's do 3. Try to really scoop the knee into the elbow. Last 2. And then on your last one, we're going to pull and hold it there. Round your spine as much as you can and then haw the knee towards the nose. So exhale, pull that knee in a little bit tighter. Inhale as you soften it down. Haw the breath, pull it in. Make space by pulling the belly button up towards the spine. Last 3. Good. 2 more. Last one, we're gonna hold little pulses up. Let's go for 10, 9. Try to tuck yourself into a little tiny ball here. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Take a moment. You can roll out that right wrist if you need to. I always forget to set my watch. This counts as a workout for me. Okay, the left leg's gonna extend out nice and long. Right arm is gonna reach. Pull your shoulders back and then square your hip forward. I want you to pull your belly button up into your spine on your inhale. Exhale as you round, knee to nose, elbow towards the knee. Inhale as you extend, stretch. Exhale as you pull. Now we're trying to scoop up through the belly. And as we reach, try not to dip into that low back. So find your balance. Last 3. Good. You can always fist the hand on the mat if you need to take a break in that wrist. 2 more. And last one, we're going to pull and hold. Round out through the spine. Exhale, hug the breath. Draw the knee up towards the shoulder. Inhale, soften it down. We're pulling from that space right between the hip bones. Good. Last 3. Ha. Pull it in. Pause at the top. 2. Good. The last one, we're going to pull and hold. Pulse for 10. Little pulses up. Try to touch that knee up towards that chin. Round the spine a little more. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2 more. And last one. Bring it down. Take a minute. You can stretch out those wrists. All the abs. It's just a ton of ab work. Okay, one more time. We're going to pick up those knees off the mat. So you're going to tuck your toes under a little bit. And then lift the knees. They float barely off the mat. So from here, I want you to just take that right leg and swing it up. So keep your tabletop shape. And then bring it back down. Left leg, swing it up. Balance on one side, and then bring it back down. So we get into our quads a little bit more here, just to help stabilize us. Or perhaps I'm very sore from Monday's class, I'm not sure. But scoop up through the low belly. We're extending the hips, so I want you to squeeze up through those glutes. Let's do 2 more on each side, so 4 more total. If you need to bring your knees down, you can. Good. 1 more each side. Last one on that left leg. And to bring it down, the knees will come down. Take a child's pose. Couple deep breaths into that belly. Let's take 1 more deep breath in. Let's shift it forward. And we'll stay here on our knees. So, I'm going to stack up onto the knees. Shoulders pull back and down. We want to scoop up through our tailbone. So if you want to put your hands on your hips for a second and kind of open up that space, you can. Arms are going to reach out nice and long, and we'll start to take it into our thigh straps. So quads are nice and warmed up here. I'm going to start to tip it back. As I tip back, I want to keep my belly flat, and I want to keep my pelvis flat. And reach the arms forward, and then pull back up. So as you start to tip back, we're feeling our quads run over the knee. It's normal. We want to try to keep the hips open. Okay, everybody's range of motion is different here, so just link yours up with your breath. Last 3. Like Lee's favorite exercise for sure. This looks so good for you. Who doesn't have tight quads? 2 more. Good. And last one. You're going to hinge it back. We're going to hold it there. It doesn't have to be huge. From here, turn your palms open towards the ceiling. You're going to tap your booty down onto your heels and then drive your hips back up. So we're staying in that thigh stretch. We're just bending, giving the quad a little bit of a break as we tap down and lift back up. Squeeze your butt at the top, just like if we were doing a bridge. And we do want to think about opening up and flexing out through those hips as we press the pelvis forward. Last 2. Good. Little range of motion, super tough. Last 1. And just sit it all the way back down. Let's just take a second. Rub out those quads. Okay, so from here, go ahead and come onto your back. It's a nice little prep for our bridge. We're going to bring our feet flat onto the mat and walk the hands in towards the hips. Or walk the heels in towards the hips. Okay, hands are going to press down onto the mat. Get heavy in your heels. Maybe even wiggle your toes up off the mat. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, lift the hips. Hold them there for a second. So same sensation in those knees. You're going to tap the tailbone down, inhale. Exhale as you drive back up. Same exact muscles, same exact movement. Tap and lift. And then once you start to find a rhythm there, so you feel comfortable there, you can walk your heels in if you want a little bit more. And we'll start to pick up that pace a little bit. So we're going to just tap and lift. Tap and lift. And when I say tap, I mean tailbone's tapping down. We maintain that neutral spine. Let's do 4. Lift. Last 3. 2 more. And last one, we're going to lift and hold. Start to pulse up. And we're only just pulsing up because we're squeezing our booty a little harder at the top. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, articulate down. Nice and slow, scoop up through that low back and pull your knees in. A little break for those quads. Stretch your legs out. Heels come to the corner of the mat. Scoot back a little bit if you need some space. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up all the way overhead. And then on your next exhale, we're going to press to curl here. So you're just going to bow, lift up your head, neck, and chest. Doesn't have to be big. Flex your feet back. So get into those hamstrings. Start to pump those arms out for me. Hundreds. Inhale through the nose for 5. And exhale out the mouth for 5. And we're just floating the shoulder blades off the mat. Doesn't have to be big. But I want you to start to pay attention to what's happening between your hip bones. So can you pull that pelvis to neutral a little bit more, press down into the tailbone. Won't make you do all hundreds, but we're going to do at least half. So breathe with me here. Let's do 20 seconds more. So let's do full rounds of breath. Arms are pumping with intention. Keep them nice and strong. See if you can tuck your chin back into your chest. Let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it there. Now pulse forward. So like I'm trying to slide my fingers across the floor towards my feet. Flex those feet back if you've lost it. And then I'm only crunching, pulling my rib cage together. Nothing else is moving. Let's go for 5. Hands can come behind the head if you need some support. Last 3, 2, last one. I want you to hold it. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Roll back up. You can bring your legs together and release. Sit up nice and tall here. So bring those feet back out width of the mat. I want you to flex your feet back. Pretend they're like pressed up against the wall for some support. And we're just going to do some full roll-ups here. So reach your arms out nice and long. Stack the spine. Pull the belly through. Get tall. You guys are getting really good at these. You're going to start to tuck under through the tailbone. Any movement that happens on the mat, sliding down, is totally normal. I want you to try to grip at the heels by flexing the toes back, and then just guide yourself down. Inhale, stretch the arms up overhead. And then exhale, start to roll back up. Tuck your chin into your chest. Peel yourself off of the mat, especially taking time through that low back space. Reach the arms forward, stretch, and then restack the spine. Shoulders over hip bones. Inhale, start to roll back down. So you take this with your breath and your pace. Good, stretch the arms back up. And then last time here in our full range, bring the hands forward, tuck the chin, roll up nice and slow, push down into that tailbone. Find your toes, and then we'll sit up nice and tall here. We're going to roll back just a little bit, so find your C curve here. Hands are going to come behind the head, which is already hard to just hold this. I want you to flex your toes back. So thinking of articulation in our neck pull, don't actually pull your neck. Open up your elbows and then start to articulate up. So I'm scooping like that top part of my roll up, and then I'm going to lift up out of it. Get really tall. Open up your chest. So from here, instead of articulating down, I want you to tip back just to where you can hold, and then chin to chest, roll forward. Crown of the head reaches forward, and you're going to pop up out of it. This feels like dolphin 2 on the box on the reformer. Tip back, just not as good. And then chin to chest, reach through the crown of the head, pop up out of it. Get really, really tall. Let's do that 2 more times. Tuck. Roll back. Don't roll back. Tip back. I'm rolling back. I'm totally cheating. Roll forward. That feels good though. Good. Tip back, flat back, neutral spine, and chin to chest. Roll it forward. Last time here, let's just squeeze in one extra. Tip it back, take a pause there, hold it, shake, and then roll it all the way forward. You can release your hands down towards your feet and stretch through that low back. All right, let's take one more deep breath in here, restack the spine. We're gonna roll down to our T-point. So a little bit higher than just the shoulder blades. The spot right at the base of those ribs. So from here, we're gonna take those arms back out and we're gonna start to pulse again. So I'm anchored through my lower abdominals, just working the uppers. Let's go for 5 more here, and we'll start to add some rotation to it. The last 3, 2, the last 1. Take the hands behind the head. Rotate over towards that left foot, release the right arm, pulse across the body. So if you come up a little bit higher, it's going to be harder, but I want you to try to keep everything from the belly button down nice and still. Let's do 3, 2, last 1, hands behind the head. Rotate ribs over to the right, release that left hand, reach and pulse. So I'm thinking about left side rib cage to right hip. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1, come back through center. I'm going to challenge you to roll up from here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, start to roll yourself up. You'll have the use of those arms, it's a little bit harder forward. Take one more deep breath in. We're going to lift up out of it, start to roll back down. You can come all the way down onto your mat now. It doesn't even have to be graceful. Kind of just flop back as that feels good. Okay, take a moment. Nice deep breath into the belly. Stretch those out. We're going to take our left leg up into the air. Maybe. Nope. Okay, point through your toes, and I want you to use your hands to adjust the legs if you need to. They like to spiral out. I want you to go little circles here. We did these on Monday. Super, super small. I want you to try to work smaller, harder here by pulling the leg in by using those low belly muscles. So squeeze between the hip bones again. And this is one of those weird Pilates exercises that gets harder. The better you get at it, they get smaller. Last 2, and very shaky. Reverse direction of your circles. Pilates, so weird. Really squeeze up through your quads if you can. Let's do 4. Last 3, 2. The last one, you're going to hold through center. Take your hands behind your legs, very shaky legs. Start to walk your hands up towards your ankles, hold them there. You're going to float that right leg, and before we do anything, I want you to roll your shoulders back and down, pull your chest through. Take a deep breath in and switch those legs. And then switch. And as we start to move here and connect with our breath, we want to stay heavy in that tailbone. So we've had lots of practice there today. We know what that feels like. Let's do 4 more each side. My left leg is like the nib. Good, nice and slow. 2 more each side. Real bad at counting. 1 more each side. And bend the knees and bring the legs back in, little rock from side to side. Take the legs, extend them out nice and long. Right leg is now going to reach up into the air. So you can flex it out a couple of breaths if you need to. This one's like somehow shakier. You go little tiny circles, super small. And I want you to try to draw a circle up with your big toe and your second toe. So don't let the legs turn out to the side. As you exhale, pull the leg in, use the low belly. Last 3, 2, the last 1, reverse. Tiny circles in the other direction. Use your inner thigh muscles, use your quads, squeeze the leg. Let's go for 4, the last 3, 2, the last 1, hold. Start to walk your hands up the back of your legs, stretch it out. You can point flex a couple times, and then we're going to float that left leg. Take a deep breath in and switch the legs. They pass in space about halfway down. Switch. And switch or exhale, drive into the space between your tail or between your hip bones and down into your tailbone, so you're not rocking around everywhere. Let's go for 4. Last 3. 2 more each side. 1 more right. One more left. And pull the legs in. A little rock from side to side. Okay, so from here, we're going to come over onto our left hip. Our favorite series, sideline work. And then scoot your hips all the way to the back edge of the mat. Your legs are going to extend out to the front edge of the mat once you just flex your toes. And then go ahead and lie down onto your bicep. So from here, top hand goes on the hip. Push your hips away from the ribs so you have that little lift. And we're just going to take this top leg, lift it up, hold it there. So nice and small, start to pulse that leg up. And I'm really reaching through the heel, so I want you to stamp through the heel and only lift enough to move the leg without the hips rocking around everywhere. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold it there. Now bend the knees in and then push out through the heels. At a double pulse at the top and then come back in. So I'm bending in, trying to keep my knee parallel with the floor. Gonna stamp out through the heel, double pulse at the top. Nice big exhale as you press, squeeze all the muscles in your legs. What are we squeezing? The last 2, pulse, pulse. Come back in. Last one, we're gonna stick with the pulses, so just pulse it up for 10. Nice and small, let that leg get heavy with gravity, and the whole time we're trying to reach it out long. Let's go 6, 5, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let it rest, take a little break. All right, external rotation. We're gonna finish with our développé here. You're gonna bend the knees, tap the top foot onto your left knee, extend the leg up and lower. Bend, press, lower. Bend, press, lower. Try to keep your hips nice and steady here. We're staying connected into that left side in the waistline. Let's do 3 more. These are tough. We'll do 2 more and then reverse direction. Let's pause at the top. Bend the knee, reach, and lift. Bend, press, and lift. Check in with those hips, make sure that we're not rocking around everywhere. Bend, press, and lift. Last 3. We're going to finish with some heel beats at the top of this, and then we'll stretch. 2. Last one, press out and hold. External rotate. You're going to point through your top legs, and then just give me little heel beats here. You can push that top hip away to make it more challenging. Trying to tap through those heels. Let's go for 10. Really, really small here. Nice deep breath in. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Roll on your back, stretch it out. Ugh. I mean, at least we're not in straps, but damn, still hard. You can pull that left knee into your chest if that feels good. Let's take one more deep breath in, and then we'll just get the other side over with. So come on over onto that right side. Flex out your feet. We want them to be even first. Scoot your booty to the back edge of your mat and rest down into your hands. So left hand's going to help assist here. I'm going to push that hip away so I have a little lift. And then I'm going to come on up to my parallel. Start to pulse up from here, lifting and lowering through the heels. Again, it doesn't have to be big because I don't want you to rock. So think small is better here. Let's go for 4. Last 3. 2 more. The last one, lift and hold. Bend your knee in. I want you to think squat. So heel's going to be underneath the knee. And then push back. Drag the heel. Double pulse at the top. Bend the knee in. So inner thighs might get a little shaky here. Just trying to support the weight of the leg. That's good. And then bend back in. Good. On the way back in, you're getting a little stretch there. So don't rush through that part. Might not feel like a stretch, but we're stretching through the glutes. 2 more. Good, push all the way out. Last time coming in, after your double pulse, bend that knee in. And then we'll finish off and stick with the pulses here. So 10 pulses up, nice and slow. Use that left hand to push the hip away. Good, almost there. Let the leg get heavy. 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Little break, you can let the hip rest. Externally rotate, we'll take it into our développé, so it's just a fancy name. Bend to the knee. You're going to tap the toes on the knee, extend up, and lower back down. So we can feel here that as we straighten the leg up, we press down into the hip, try to keep the ribs lifted there. Bend, straighten, lower down. Good, 3 more in this direction, and then we will switch. Really try to reach up through those toes. Last 2. Good. Last one, we're gonna straighten, hold, bend, push, and then lift that leg back up. Bend, push, lift the leg back up. It's okay, you're in the back. And what even is this? Good, last 3. Good, reach and lift. 2 more. And on our last one, we finish with those heel feet. So externally rotate, and then just point through the toes, start to tap those heels together. So that bottom leg is like a little tripod. It helps supporting us. See if you can push the top hip away, squeeze those inner thighs. Let's go 3, 2, and last one. Very good. On your back, take a figure 4 stretch. Take both legs back out to the corners of your mat after you are done. And flop out. You feel the glutes and hamstrings light up a little bit there. We're going to take our arms up into the air, palms turn in, and then our legs are going to come to tabletop one at a time. So from here, we're just going to start our dead bug on our back. But before we do, I want you to pull your ribs together and push down, heading into your tailbone. We're going to take a nice deep breath in and lift to our curl. And then this is a little confusing if you don't get it right away, that's okay. Left leg and left arm are going to go down by your side. Right arm's going to go up by your bicep, right knee pulls in. We're going to pass in space as we switch. Pass in space as you switch. So we're moving everything at the same time. If you need to come out of the curl, you can. And then let's try to tighten it up. Keep your heel lifted nice and high and line it with your knee. And really extend out through the legs like if you were doing a leg press. Good, let's do 4 more on each side. I know it's a lot, you can bring your head down if you need to. Good, really stretch, last 3. See if you can knit your ribs together, especially as you reach those arms up overhead. 2 more each side, so 4 more total. That is it. Last 2, and last 1. Pull your knees in, little rock from side to side on the low back. Take those legs out nice and long. Reach your arms up overhead, take a nice deep breath in. Exhale as you start to roll up. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Bring your legs together at the top, reach for your toes, and let your head and neck hang down. Take a nice deep breath there, and then slowly start to roll up. We're going to come on up to standing now. So swing those feet around and under. It's a really complicated way to stand up. Just stand up. Okay. So you're not teaching as much. You overcomplicate things. Okay, legs are going to go out nice and wide here on your mat. Just make sure you have enough space. And we're going to turn our toes out. So ideally, when we come down into this squat, I want to keep our spine in neutral. So instead of sticking back on this one, we're going to try to go straight down. So I want you to just, whatever's comfortable with your hands, start to bend down into your squat. Get heavy in the heels and push yourself back up. So I'm fighting against gravity and my own body weight. I'm going to start to slide down, try to pull your tail under, come down as low as you can, and then press through the heels, stand tall, squeeze your butt at the top. That's the important part. Let's just do 2 more like this. It's going to be the easiest variation of this. And then on your last one, we're going to stay down there for a sec. Lift your left heel up nice and high, and then just start to pulse for me. If that's too much, you can bring your left heel down. We're trying to still squeeze the glutes in to keep the pelvis stable. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Heel comes down, stay in the squat. Right heel's going to come up, start to pulse down. Teeny tiny. Doesn't have to be big. Push into the big toe and the second toe there. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Bring the heel down. Stay in the squat if you can. We're going to alternate. Lift the left heel, lower. Lift the right heel, lower. Keep going like this. So I saw this on Instagram. I mean, I know this exercise, but she was doing this while she was making her coffee, and I'm like, get out of here. No one's doing that. But I will teach it later. Next time you lift that left heel up, hold it there. Give me 6 pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Lower down. Right heel comes out. 6 pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Stand up nice and tall. Give those quads a little break. Like, who's doing that while they're making coffee? It's my New York accent comes out. Okay, turn your toes forward. We're more in a parallel position now. And I'm going to take it side to side with like a side lunge. I'm going to squat down into my left leg. Come up, squat down into my right. Come up, down to left. Come up, down to right. We're going to go like that a few more each side. And then we're going to take the lift out of it, because that is our break. Press down into the heels. Check on those toes. Try to keep them pointed forward the whole time. Last time here with the little break in between. And next time you come over to the left, we're going to stay low. Bend the knees, skate over to the right. Bend the knees, skate over to the left. So I'm doing it super intentionally. I'm pressing through my heel, straighten the leg all the way. Get down a little bit lower if you want more of a challenge. The good thing about that is that, unlike the reformer, we don't have to do this same thing on the other side. Let's do 5. Good. 4 more. You can stand up in between if you need a break. Push through the heels, skate across the mat. Last 3. 2 more each side. 1 more left. 1 more right. And stand up. It's going to take a moment to shake out those legs. Well, one more thing that we're going to do there. Send those legs out nice and wide. We're going to lunge over to the left, hold it there, pulse down for 10. Heavy in that left heel. See if you can scoot your butt back so you can see more of your left foot. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, skate it over to that right leg, pulse it down. This is Alexis's fault. She asked for cardio. Good, doesn't take much. Last 4, 3, 2, last one. Come back through center. Shake out those legs. Step to the back of your mat. All 10 toes point forward. We're going to just take it into some squats now. You can do whatever is comfortable with your arms. We're going to squat it down, sit back, and push through the heels. When you get to the top, I want you to push the pelvis forward. Really try to squeeze up through that booty. We have less than 10 minutes to stretch. It's good news. Let's start to add a double pulse to the work. Squat it down, pulse, pulse, push up at the top. Little tiny pulses here. And really start to think about that heel to hip connection in the back of the body. Let's do 3. Push it up. 2. This is like the most my heart rate's been up in a month. The last one, hold it down, pulse it out. Heavy in those heels, sink back. See if you can scoop that belly in a little tighter. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, stand up nice and tall. Shake it out. Okay, last thing we're going to do here, we're going to try to sit down from standing. This is not easy, but we'll do what we can with it. Take a step forward. You're going to start to sit down so much in your squat that you might plop down onto the ground without control, but we are looking to find some control in it. So slowly start to lower yourself down. It's not pretty, don't worry, we can see you a little bit, but not much. And see if you can do it as long as you can until your heels have to lift, and then see if you can bring yourself down with control. Not easy. Let's try to go back up. You can use your hands, but try not to. It's impossible, right? It's not impossible, but it's really hard. Maybe you cross the ankles, do something. Negotiate with yourself. What do I need to do to stand up from this position? Okay, Ariel can do it. I need to use my hands. Stand up nice and tall. Let's do it a few more times. You have to talk to yourself, to your body, explore how things feel to figure out where to go with this, okay? It's not a right or wrong. Just play. Come on down. So major flexion in the knees. If you have any issues there, just be careful. And then guide yourself back down. And maybe you need to use a little momentum on this round. How are you doing that? Don't watch her. You can watch me. This is more realistic.
Yeah, Ariel, I need to see that in slow.
It's like, let's all slow down. Come on down one more time. Bring it down to the mat. It's like the hardest thing. and take a little break. Maybe try something different. Maybe try to cross your ankles. I think that makes it easier, right? Use a little momentum and stand up nice and tall. Good job. Shake those legs out at the top. The last thing we're going to do here, step that left foot forward, right foot back. Let's finish off with some lunges. We're going to bend that back knee down. Hands can come to the hips. I want you to pull your ribs in and start to pulse down. Nice and small. Okay, I want you to kind of magnetize your inner thighs so we stay parallel. And we want to drive down through the tailbone. Now, you'll notice if you take your pelvis to neutral, you feel your quad a lot more on that right side. We don't like that. That's why we stick our butt out. But try to put your sits bones down. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Extend those arms out, tip forward. Hands are going to come down to the mat. You'll drop your back knee and stretch your left hand straight. This is just for me. I need you to stretch. And then tip it forward, plant your left heel, stretch your right quad. If you can, reach back. Your foot's back there somewhere. And then release. Tuck the toes under. Gonna step back, find a plank, and pedal out those feet. Whatever feels good. Let's step the right foot forward and rise on up into our left. That's why I don't teach yoga. I'm like, how do we do that? Okay, so back knee's gonna point down, just no flow. And then we're gonna start to pulse. So remember that from even when we started class, talking about how that quad muscle kind of stretches over the front of our leg, we feel that when we take our pelvis and we pull it up to neutral, right? So making that muscle really long. Doesn't feel great, but we're gonna work with it. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Extend the arms, tip forward, and lower the hands down, lower the knee down. Stretch that right hamstring first. And then plant the foot, stretch that back quad. Ooh. And we'll take one more deep breath in there. Lower the foot down. Okay, we are going to step back to a plank here. Gracefully, maybe. Step back, toes come back. All right, so separate those feet out a little bit wider than hips distance, so we have a nice base. We're going to lift the hips up, lift the heels up. We've been here, but we're going to start to add to it. So shift it forward. I want you to take your left hand. As you reach up through the hips, reach to your right ankle. Bring it forward, back to your plank, and then take it to the other side. So shift forward, pike up, reach back. If you can't reach your ankles, it's okay. Tap whatever. Good. And then, so you can start to find a pace through it, moving a little bit faster. Maybe. We're almost in time to stretch. Let's do one more each side. Left hand, right ankle. Right hand, left ankle. And do it back through center. Knees come down. Lower down. Find your child's pose. Okay. Let's finish with some extension. Okay. I've done more extension teaching that than I have in so long. And my back muscles have been really sore, but in a good way. So I guess we should all be doing this more. So we're going to start all the way down. You can rest your hands, hold them over, and rest your forehead in your hands. I'm going to look forward so I can kind of see what we're doing and talk. Separate your legs out the distance of the mat, and I want you to push down into your pubic bone so you feel your glutes light up. You're going to inhale as you lift the legs, squeeze your butt, and then exhale as you lower them down. It does not have to be a huge lift, and I don't want you to feel it in your low back. So think about just lifting enough to squeeze and engage the glutes and lower back down. Let's do 3. Legs feel heavy. 2 more. Good. And last one. Soften down. Extend the arms out nice and long. We're going to do it with just the upper body, but I want you to like spider fingers on the floor, so just the fingertips. Inhale to lift. Straighten the arms. Shoulders roll back and down. Don't worry about the legs yet. And then soften down and exhale. Inhale, push through the fingertips, lift, and lower back down. And when we extend here, it's coming from the space between our shoulder blades. Gonna lift and lower. And then let's start to add everything in, as long as that is agreeable with your back, legs, lift, push into the hands, and lower back down. If you want to get fancy, arms are gonna lift all the way off the mat. Inhale, exhale, lower down. Let's do 3, and then we'll finish today here with swim. 2 more. I know, so mean, right? Last one, lift and hold. Start to swim out those arms and legs. You can just do the arms, you can just do the legs. Look down at the top of your mat. Try to stretch your body out as far as it can. Last little chance to get in some cardio. Retract those shoulders, strong through the arms. Let's go for 10, 9, last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more, 3, 2, and 1. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Push yourself back. Child's pose. Bring your knees in all the way so that you can get the best stretch through your low back. And then tuck your chin into your chest. Work your forehead towards your knees. Take a nice deep breath in there. We're going to shift onto all fours. Take left leg forward for a pigeon. You want to first lift out of it. So we get a nice stretch through the back of the legs and the hip. And then you can lower down onto your elbow. Lower down onto your hands, your forehead, whatever feels good. We're going to hold here for a little bit. So it might feel nice to rock side to side. And then just start to deepen the breath. And we have lots of access to the back of our body here. So as you breathe, think about expanding the rib cage with the back of the lungs. And as you exhale, softening through the belly, feeling it pull up off of that left leg. And take a nice deep breath in. And then start to walk the hands in underneath the shoulders. Find a point of extension at the top. If you want to stretch that back quad, you can reach for your foot. I promise it's back there somewhere. Keep the chest open here. Look up a little bit if that feels nice in your extension. Take a deep breath in and release that back leg. We're just going to roll over onto our hips and take both legs out nice and wide. Take your arms up, deep breath in, start to rotate over towards that left leg and then fold forward into it. So if you can't grab the foot with both legs, that's okay. See where you can go, maybe just the calf is enough. And then I want you to take the toes and pull them back towards you and push out through the heel. So we flex through the foot, we find the back of the leg hamstring a little more. Take a deep breath in here. Start to roll back up nice and slow. Take the feet together. Sit up tall, big inhale, and fold forward to your butterfly stretch. You can rest your elbows on the inside of your knees. You can open up your feet here. And when you can't hinge anymore, let the head go. So let the head hang heavy. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Tuck your chin into the chest, roll all the way up, nice and slow. Okay, so we can transition to the back of your back of your mat in pigeon by just folding that right leg over and sending the left leg out. And then start to fold over it. You can come down into your elbows or whatever feels good. Could feel massively different on this side. We didn't even do that much glute stuff. I feel like Monday's class was way harder on the booty. Sink into it, breathe into it. And then maybe coming all the way down onto the mat, whatever feels doable for you there. And again, just taking advantage of the exposure of our back to our breath. So inhaling, nice big breath, stretching out through the rib cage. Let's take one more deep breath in there. Start to walk the hands in for extension. Lift up out of it. Roll your shoulders back and down. If grabbing that left ankle is there for you, you can. Ow. And we'll take one more deep breath in, release the leg out, shift back onto your sit bones, and take the legs out nice and wide. You're going to reach the arms up, big inhale, start to rotate over towards that right foot, pull down. And then once you get there, really pull the toes back, press through the heels. Let your head hang between the shoulders, it feels good. And just whatever you can grab, even if you're grabbing towards your knee, flex your foot back. And we'll take one more deep breath in there, start to slowly roll on up, face the front of your mat. You're going to finish today in a child's pose. So slide your knees underneath your body. You can take them really wide to give your low back some more space, or you can bring them all the way together to get the most flexion and roundedness through your spine. Whatever works for you, works for me. And then we're going to walk those hands out. You can start on the elbows if you need to, otherwise come all the way down onto your forehead. And then it might feel good for some of you to flip the palms up or even bring the hands down to the side and tuck yourself into a little ball. And we just take the last couple breaths of class here in this shape that feels very safe and very comforting. And to breathe into it, allowing the body to expand from the back instead of down towards the legs. And as you breathe into this shape, you try to fill the lungs, fill the belly, stretch through the low back. You can close the eyes. This is the one where all the pets like to run over. They're like, what are you doing? Breathe in some space in the back of the neck. We'll take one more deep breath in here. Release the air out the mouth. And then slowly start to walk the hands back in. You're going to very, very slowly start to round up through your spine and press yourself up to seated. Let the head come up last so it has the chance to catch up.